You guys, back again with another video so soon, I know, but it's time. It's time once again. And I want to talk about a couple of things in my mind. So, Sleeping Dogs still playing. The mission I just did reminded me of The Godfather. It was pretty intense. Still digging that game. It's the first game that I've played on my PC that actually pushes the temperatures up there. Like, I need a cooler. I mean, I don't get any, emergency shutoffs or anything or artifacts on the screen, but the temperatures are up there. Kind of my fault for not having invested in a cooler when I bought the PC, because I was like, I don't really need it, you know what I mean? And so far I haven't really needed it. So I don't really play long bursts of Sleeping Dogs simply because of that. I'll probably get a Hyper 212 or something, I don't know. So yeah, Sleeping Dogs is still awesome. I put it up there with Saints Row the Third, like a good parallel, because Sleeping Dogs is a little more serious and Saints Row is just whacked out. But I love that. I mean, I love both. Played some Super Mario Brothers 2 with my brother on the 3DS co-op, and you know what? Even though the co-op only follows the one player, since we both know how to play Mario, it was a little easier than somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing. So I thought it was really cool. I mean, it was fun, having a lot of fun with it. I mean, I know the levels already, so I guess that might have helped. But even though, like I said, even though it's limited by only following the one player, it's still pretty fun. So I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Did some street passing and all that. That's what I love with 3DS. I mean, you got all these little extra features and stuff that are just cool little details that don't do much, but it adds to it, Devil May Cry, DMC. It looks cool, but I want to go back to my original thoughts. Is they've changed the character so much, in my opinion, from what I've seen. It's almost like, why didn't they just make another game? Borrow the combat style or something from Devil May Cry, but just make a new game. I mean, now they're only, making the fans upset by changing Dante completely. I mean, Devil May Cry 3 was a prequel, when he was younger. So now he's even younger, or this is an alternate version of him? I don't know. It just, to me, it seems like they don't really know what they want to do with this character, his persona. I mean, story-wise, they already got that down. Battle system and everything, it seems like they got that down. But for Dante himself, I don't know where they're going, and I don't think they really know either. They're trying to, they want to appease the fans, but they don't want to show that they are doing it, that they gave in, It was kind of like the Infamous 2, how they totally changed Cole from how he looked in part 1, and in part 2 he looked like a whole different character. I don't know, I don't like my characters having a drastic change to where they don't even look like the same character, and then they change the voice actor, and to me that really takes away. It's very minimal details, but that kind of stuff, for me, I pay attention. So yeah, so I don't know, DMC, like I said, the game looks cool, but I'm still not 100% on how Dante is being portrayed in this game, so I don't know. Borderlands 2 is coming out pretty soon. I got that pre-ordered from Green Man Gaming, so I'll be activating it on Steam as soon as it comes out. Just gonna play the PC version. I don't really play my Xbox anymore at the time for the time being. Uh, every so often I'll be into the PlayStation, then I'll go to the Xbox, and then the Wii, and the PC, then the DS, and the Vita. When you have when you have all the consoles available to you, I mean, it's just kind of like back and forth, back and forth. Uh, I did like the update for the Vita, how they enabled all these PS1 classics to be played on your Vita, and you can transfer your save file and continue literally right where you left off on the big screen. It's a little process, but it's not a big deal. So I'm digging that. I mean, the colors on that screen, on the Vita screen, is unbelievable. So yeah, they're older games, but some games they're just classic. I mean, I love the idea of replaying some of these games and going about them a different way, or just doing something slightly different this time you play through. And I like that option. I like the option of having every console available on one device. You got PlayStation 3, you can do, it used to be able to do PS2, but does PS1, PS3, PSN. They have some PS2 classics now. I mean, you can do Blu-ray, all this stuff in one is awesome. I love that. That's what I like about PC, is that you could play games from like way, way, way back, especially nowadays, because more and more of those old games are being optimized to play on modern systems. So, I mean, you could have a huge library on the PC that, and games like, Sleeping Dogs, for example. When the next set of consoles come out, you can still play it on your PC along with the new games being released, because there's no, oh, well, there's no DVD tray, or none of that stuff. It's just, you got it on your PC, you're good to go. Especially if you got it on Steam. What else do I want to talk about? Talked about Metal Gear last time, which looks amazing. Can't believe it. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, Final Fantasy 13-3 or Lightning Returns. I mean, I guess they're just trying to make their money back in reality, because 13, I don't know. I mean, 13 did okay, but I don't think it was the breakout hit they thought it was going to be. Versus 13, I think Square was in trouble, and Versus 13 was just stagnant. But then they had some success with Sleeping Dogs, the original Batman, since they were the publisher, and they just got Hitman. So they got some games out there, almost like making money for them to keep up the work on their internal games. And I think 13.3 is basically trying to recoup some costs from all the years they spent on that engine. Still, I mean, I didn't really want another 13. I want a Final Fantasy VII remake. That's what I want. I mean, they're already doing an HD version of 10, which they haven't said a word about since it was announced. Which brings me to my next point that I just want to talk about. Why are they announcing shit so early? All these developers, all these publishers, they announce shit so early. I mean, I don't want to know about something 2 years in advance. I don't want to know about it. Because then if you decide to cancel the game or change it up, I don't want to go through all that bullshit. Just 6 months before the game's coming out, announce it, show some stuff, hype it up, release it. You got these, like, sadly, Metal Gear is almost the same thing. We have no idea when this Metal Gear is coming out. 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, 6, we don't have any clue. And the thing is, I don't want to be talking about Metal Gear for 3 years to the point where I won't even care about it by the time it comes out. I'm sick of this kind of stuff. They need to Stop this shit. Stop it. And they need to spend more time on games they release. Like Sleeping Dogs just came out a little while ago. Keep talking about the game for a few months, you know? Don't worry about what's in development. Talk about Sleeping Dogs. Release content for it consistently for a few months. Keep it stuff talked about. Talk about it. You know? I hate seeing games at all this hype build up. And then the game comes out and within a week it's not talked about anymore. And it shouldn't be like that. You know, that game, certain games deserve to be talked about long after they've released. You know? And these Game of the Year award things, that's not how you do it. I mean, last year there was like 4 Game of the Year editions of games that came out. Every single one of those games was Game of the Year? Can't there only be one? I mean, I don't know. This is a ranting blog, I guess, because I'm just talking about anything and everything that comes to mind. But yeah, I just stop telling us about shit way too early. Tell us ahead of time, but not so much that it's like we have to go through the process of you seeing you cancel the game, delay it 15 times. Last Guardian. What's going on with Last Guardian? Every time we hear something about Last Guardian, somebody quits, somebody leaves, somebody doesn't know how to work on the game anymore. It's still in development. I mean, why did they show us this game if they have no idea what they're doing? Versus 13 is the same way. Some of the people at Square Enix talk about it like, oh, this game, are you kidding? We're making this game. Like, okay, well, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck? That game is going to be destroyed. When that game comes out, it is not going to live up to the hype. It's going to be destroyed by fans and torn apart. I just don't know what they're thinking, you know? So, anyway, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just anything and everything that came to my mind. So, until next time, peace out.